Justin Senior here. Welcome to today's How to Sell Millions of Dollars of T-Shirts webinar training. And first thing up on the agenda is niche selection, right? Niche selection. Basically, what are you going to sell in your store? What is the subject of your store? Are you going to be selling T-shirts and print-on-demand items like hoodies and hats and sweatpants and backpacks and beach towels and all this great stuff? But what is a niche, right? And that's going to be something like a dog or a cat, right? I have a cat store. You've seen nurse stores. You've seen golf stores. You've seen tennis stores. The main thing to think about when you're talking about a niche is passion, right? And in fact, there's really only two requirements for picking a niche. Number one, you want to pick a niche that's based on passion. And I'm going to show you a little list right now of 40 hot niches that you could use for your Shopify t-shirt store. And I'll bring this little list over here. And you're going to see one thing that is kind of an apparent theme for all of these potential niches, and they all have to do with passion. Right? And passion is so important here because passion is the direct route to a customer's credit card. Right? You're not going to be able to sell T-shirts about oil changes or, doing your taxes in April, right? But you can definitely sell T-shirts about cats, or you can definitely sell T-shirts to people that love movies or love muscle cars or love triathlons or love being a nurse or love chickens or love reading, etc., etc. Right? You want to think about what people like. You want to think about their hobbies, their interests, what they are effectively going to be proud to slap on their chest, right? Because when you sell a T-shirt, you basically need someone to buy into the fact that they're going to be a walking billboard for what's ever on their chest, right? And print-on-demand is definitely more than just T-shirts, but the idea remains the same, right? We need to hook into passion, and these are examples of 40 hot niches. And requirement number one out of the two requirements for picking a niche, again, it's super easy to get into this business, right? It's only two prerequisites for getting started. Number one, pick a passionate niche, right? You can pick any niche on this list. You can pick any niche that has passion involved in it, okay? That's number one. And actually, I want to hear from you guys. What niches are you guys considering, right? Go ahead and post in the question box. What niche are you considering? I want to hear from you guys. I see nurse and doctor. I see psychology. I see dogs. I see cats, pit bulls. Astronomy, that's a great one. MMA, says Yasmin. Sean says exercising and fitness. Scott says nurse. Tiffany says guitars. Terry says motivational. Eddie says beer and drinking. Great. All of these are great, right? Christina says family, grandparents, sports moms. Great. These are perfect niches. And they're perfect because they're passion-based, right? People are passionate about all these subjects. No one gave a bad answer like, acne cream, right? You're not going to make a T-shirt about acne cream, right? No one's going to buy print-on-demand about acne cream. But they'll definitely buy print-on-demand items like a T-shirt or a hat or a cell phone case about guitars, right? Or about cats or about MMA or about sports or whatever, right? So those are great ways. Those are great things to pick when you're thinking about your niche, right? Always think about passion. That's requirement number one, okay? And, requirement number two is even easier, right? Number one, we pick a passion niche. Number two, we just want to make sure that we have a niche that has enough upside, which means we need to find a niche where there are at least 500,000 people on it in Facebook, okay? And really, we'd want to find even bigger. We'd love to be, in the millions in terms of size for our niche. And again, we just need to be over 500,000. And how are we going to do that? How are we going to prove that this niche that we're thinking about is worthwhile? Well, we're going to go into Facebook ads, and we're going to go to a free tool called Audience Insights, okay? Audience Insights basically looks at the demographics inside of Facebook. Okay, it's going to look at who is on Facebook, who's targetable with Facebook ads, because Facebook ads is going to be the way that you drive traffic for your T-shirt print-on-demand store. So you come into this Audience Insights tool, and you literally come right into this interest box. This couldn't be easier. You just type in your niche. If you're doing cats, go ahead and type in cats. And you're going to see up here, 35 million people every single month are into cats on Facebook. Okay, that's 70 times the minimum, right? 70 times the minimum of what we wanted to see. So clearly there's enough upside in this niche to make it worth our while, right? If we go in there and we see something that says 13,000 people in the niche, well, that's not enough, right? If you're going to pick a niche like underwater basket weaving, where it's you and only 3 other people in the world that like it, then you're not going to be able to sell T-shirts in that niche, okay? You want to pick a niche that has big upside. And let me run through a couple of the ones that you guys had posted in there, right? Scott said, Scott said nurse. So we could type in nurse, for example, registered nurse. There's 2 million registered nurses on Facebook every single month. Let's see another one. How about Yasmin said MMA. Okay, come and do MMA over here. We probably will want to spell it out. Okay, we'll find it. We'll find it some way. MMA over here. There's going to be different types of ways in here. Let me just reload this because Facebook sometimes acts a little weird when you do all these searches. Oops. Okay, we'll just try that one for example. 1.5 million people into lightweight MMA, right? So you're going to find tons of other variations, right? Tons of other variations off of it. Here's mixed martial arts, right? Told you Facebook is weird sometimes. You just need to reload this. 15 million people every single month are into mixed martial arts, right? Huge niche, right? Huge niche. I think any of the niches that were mentioned so far are going to be big, right? Golf, we don't even need to do this research, right? 20 million people every month are into golf, right? Any of the big niches like, golf, guitar, beer, MMA, fitness, cats, dogs, even dog breeds, right? They're going to be huge. You don't even really need to do this research. You know that big niches are passionate, right? Maybe if you have a little bit smaller of a niche, for example, astronomy, right? Still going to be a big one, right? You see over here, 20 million people every single month are into astronomy, right? Not necessarily a mainstream niche, but there you go. 20 million people are into astronomy, which means tons of upside. That's 40 times the minimum. Again, 2 requirements for picking a niche. Number 1, passion, right? Number 2, size. That's it. Passion and size, right? You want to have a passionate niche with at least 500,000 people on it, right? And Lewis says, what if you want a sub niche? I think Lewis is making fun of me because he says, what if you want to target people who walk their cats? I think he must have seen a video of me. I walk my cats every single day. Lewis, I appreciate you paying attention. If you want to do a sub niche, right? And cats not going to really work with a sub niche, but dog sub niche definitely works, right? Tons of different breeds, right? Medical field, definitely tons of different breeds, right? Medical field, not breeds, but different sub niches, right? Nurse, dentist, doctor, surgeon, etc. Right? Fitness, lots of different sub niches. Bodybuilding, CrossFit, cardio, etc. Right? Cats, not really, right? Cats, people aren't really breaking them down into breeds, at least not big enough to target, right? But dogs, definitely, right? Dogs, definitely. That's a great question, right? And I see another great follow-up question about niches, right? Do you want to have one niche per store or multiple niches in one store? So basically, are you going to have a niche store or a general store? There's no doubt in my mind you want to have a niche store, right? You want to absolutely have a niche store. If I spend $1 on advertising to a niche store and you spend $1 on advertising to a general store, I'll make more money than you will, right? And it's because of the fact that you are sending traffic to a fully branded environment. In fact, we're going to build a niche store today, and we're going to brand it so it looks and acts like a store that completely speaks to the people in that niche, right? We're going to build a pug store today, right? The breed of dog, pugs, right? You're all familiar with it. We're going to build a store there. And the whole goal for the store is that we want to make people who like pugs, when they get to the site, we want them to nod their head in agreement. We want to say, yep, this place speaks my language. I like pugs. This site is clearly all about pugs. I'm in the right place. And, subconsciously, that means the credit card is going to come out a little bit easier. And remember, that's the name of the game, right? We need customers to take their credit cards out of their wallet and purchase our product. So that was actually already step 1, right? That was niche selection, not at all rocket science, right? 2 requirements, passion and size, okay? And let me just show you, since we're going to do the pug niche today, I'll come over here and, before I would start, I'd want to make sure that there's enough upside here in the pug niche. And you see here there are 1.5 million people interested in pugs every single month, okay? And again, my minimum is 500,000, so I'm 3 times over the minimum of what I want to see for size. And I know people are passionate about dogs, right? They're definitely passionate about pugs. So there you go. I've checked off the 2 prerequisites. Now I'm going to move on to the next step. I've already selected my niche. Now I'm going to go forward and actually do the next step, which is all about platform and partners, right? This is where we're going to actually build our Shopify site,